Part two. And yes, I did have a chance to take one more break from this afternoon. And well, the other part of this was to warm up the coffee and come out here and do another live session. It's not too often that we do that, but last week I missed on a Thursday and a Friday, so I'm going ahead and making sure I'm available here to the various audiences that are hitting this channel. And of course, my name is Brian. This is the Economic Report. And there's Victor. Victor, you are amazing. You could be number one fan here for all that we know. Victor, question for you. Do you own cryptocurrency? That is a quick theme I wanted to throw out here for us today because, this seems to be something that's really going to revolutionize the way business gets done. Some of the experts, like a Warren Buffett type character, and he is known as the wealthiest guy on the planet. Well, I'm throwing this out there to you that they he doesn't think this thing is going to end very well because he basically thinks it's the equivalent of the tulip bulbs. Tulip bulbs, of course, were flower bulbs that were traded back in the 1600s in the Netherlands, and of course, this became some kind of a commodity because people started trading them as if they were some type of a like an economic intrinsic value to them. And of course, they got so hot that people were going ahead and bidding up the price of tulip bulbs, and the more rare they looked, the higher the price. And uh, at the end of the day, that whole market crashed, and the people who were left holding the bag had nothing but a bunch of flower bulbs, right? And so that was the Warren Buffett type of an approach to what cryptocurrency really is. I personally don't know. That's just one thought here, and of course, it seems as though the Trump administration has really gone to great lengths to double down on the idea of a cryptocurrency, uh, and with that, I do hope that we can kind of maybe explore this a little bit today because there are different types of cryptos and literally hundreds of cryptos that are out there. And what do you have with a cryptocurrency? It's really simple. You have a people who create a coin, people who will support the coin, a network in which the coin is going to function, and yes, on top of all these other things, of course, the idea is people are willing to pay and bid up the price of that coin. So, how many of you here right now actually own cryptocurrency? Drop a comment below because I'm really curious to hear, and I've got a number of people entering into the live stream here. Paris, how are you, Paris? Welcome. Paris, do you own crypto? Victor says he does. Victor, I'm curious what kind of crypto you actually earn or you hold, if you hold anything. And also, we've got 9 people jumping in here once again about cryptocurrency. Uh, and I prefaced this entire conversation saying that I do own some crypto. I don't hold much of it. Uh, there was a part of me that was curious. There's another part of me that was super wanting to know more about it. So my great idea was to buy a little bit and learn more in the process. Uh, Name a car for an edit. How about yeah, you watch? I bet you Tesla will have their own crypto there as well. So you pay attention, and I don't pay attention to it. Well, you're probably like a lot of other people. People, of course, are really into the pie in the sky type of an approach here with crypto. Hey, I'm going to put in a couple cents, and uh, without a doubt, make no question about it. Make no question about it that the crypto really can be something very powerful because of the amazing return potential on these. Of course, I'd met a fellow who owned 16 Bitcoin, and we're talking 16 Bitcoin when they were $200 a coin. I know it sounds crazy, and of course, he exited that investment when the Bitcoin was at 16. $1,000 per coin because, hey, let's face it, having that kind of a return investment from $200 up to 16 grand per coin, he had bought 10, and of course, with that, he had a regular payday. I mean, that is an amazing return on investment. Of course, that was just the beginning of it because now take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's well over 105, $110,000 per Bitcoin, and so with that, we know that other people entered into the investment game with Bitcoin, and other people started getting very, very interested in what crypto could offer them. And with that, I'm throwing that out there to you because, like, without a doubt, it represents an investment. It represents, in some cases, a gamble, and in some case, a proposition where you probably will lose money. Elon Musk, for instance, was joking about a coin called the Doge coin, and of course, with that Doge coin, it ran up, made a ton of money because he tweeted on it because he's an influencer, and of course, saw an outsized return on his money, only to kind of back off because the coin really didn't have any type of an intrinsic value. Bitcoin, on the other hand, seems to hold something to it. Me personally, I own a couple coins called Solana, and I got to be honest with you, I've not had pie in the sky type of returns. As a matter of fact, I think I might be down about $30 on the trade. And with that, I do think that there's a big time potential in this, and maybe there's a part of me that was part of the FOMO of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And if you're kind of relating to that, go ahead, hit like and subscribe because these are some of the types of things we talk about, particularly in our live sessions here. We talk about things like crypto or shopping or what's in your wallet. These are the things that oftentimes matter, and they matter a ton to normal people like us here on Main Street. Mm. Well, with that, not a ton of coffee left, but I did want to maybe get into the crypto a little bit more because we talked about maybe something out there called a stable coin that's worth paying a little bit of attention to because the stable coin is also representing an entire system of doing dollar-based transactions on a crypto platform and within the crypto network. And what makes that trade interesting is that crypto actually represents something extremely powerful, which is that this particular crypto would hold dollar-based assets in its reserve. For every dollar in crypto that is out there, they would have a dollar US in its reserves. And so it would actually work as if a US dollar was being traded. I thought it was intriguing, very interesting, and maybe the beginning of changing how transactions are taken care of in real time because the blockchain is able to handle things at a much faster rate than anything that we understand within the Swift settlement system throughout the world. So that's just something to pay closer attention to. Um, Beyond that, Uh, I don't completely understand some of the other intrinsic values of the coins that are out there. I mentioned Solana because it was maybe something that would compete with the Ethereum that's out there as well. There's the Bitcoin, of course, and beyond that, uh, that really is all that I really know. I just know that this is being seen more and more out there, and it's happening on a more regular basis. So we know that the U.S. government has people inside of the Senate Banking Committee, for instance, um, out of the great state of Ohio. You have, for instance, Senator Sherrod Brown, who was the head of the Senate Banking Committee that was replaced with another fellow by the name of Bernie Moreno. Uh, and the people who support the crypto industry actually rallied against Senator Sherrod Brown, and they did like without a doubt support Bernie Moreno, and it was their negative attack ads, it was their campaign contributions that really pulled out a well positioned U.S. senator with a ton of seniority and a ton of background. They got rid of him and put their own crypto backed person in that Senate Banking Committee. So there's an expectation that maybe Bernie Moreno has something to offer, or maybe just to push this agenda forward. It's something worth paying attention to. And of course, one of the biggest things we can do is ask ourselves the question, like, what do we know and what don't we know? And maybe the most important one is like, what the heck don't we understand? And that oftentimes happens in practically everything we do in life. And when you're talking cryptocurrency, I think it's also a very, very intelligent question to ask. What do you know? And you do know, at least there's a hype about it. You do know that there's people making money on the crypto, and you do know that to some extent there's an opportunity to really, really cash in on this, right? And then you have the other side of the equation, because there's a lot of unknowns about this, right? And maybe the most important question we can say is, what don't we know about this? With that, I only have like one sip of coffee left here, and I did this purposely as just a follow up, in part to go ahead. Sorry, message popped up to finish off the rest of the coffee, but maybe talk about something that has a little bit more interest out there for you. My name is Brian, and this is part of the Economic Report, where I have live updates on a daily basis. And of course, I put a learn form video in there. I've been trying to upload shorts, really trying to catch a rhythm of this channel, which I'm constantly experimenting and tinkering with. And of course, with that, a like, a subscribe does wonders, and I'm able to provide you information right to your inbox on a daily basis. My name is Brian. Hey, here's to you. All gone. And with that, thanks for joining me for the second session of Live today. I will catch you tomorrow, same time, relatively same location. And with that, tomorrow, 10 a.m., Victor, I will see you then. Have a great day. Remember, Victor, the biggest battle you fight is the one between your, finish off that phrase, pal. Bye. All right. Between your ears. Have a great day, folks. Thanks for joining me.